Greetings, everyone. It is my delight to deliver this keynote lecture on cybersecurity for this conference on cybersecurity, which has been wonderfully organized by SBI Technologies, and I'm very happy to be part of this, and also our organization INFISUM has also been part of this collaboration. First of all, I would like to express my uh, heartfelt gratitude to Professor Dr. Sridhar Seshadri for organizing this and taking so much effort to make this happen. And also, this is the first conference by SBI Technologies after a long time, and I hope we'll have more such conferences in the near future. And we have had quite a few web conferences, which is an innovative concept where all the papers are presented online and in a pre-recorded mode, and a lot of efforts are being put in for this by Professor Dr. Sridhar Seshadri. So I take this opportunity to thank him and congratulate him on this, and also congratulating all the participants and the reviewers and so on for the wonderful outcome in this conference. So I would like to say a few words about cybersecurity and why is it important in this day and age. So we are in the era of digital transformation. There are so many innovations, advances, and transformations that are happening because of a wide range of changes in terms of how we do things, and a large number of them are happening because of the electronic computing and software related innovations. So, and a lot of them also have to do with networks, not just offline software developments, but also networks, interconnections, and so on. In this context, there is a lot of situations where we exchange information from one country to another, one city to another, one state to another, and so on. And a lot of exposure happens in this way to the data that we have, to the programs that we have, to the IP that is involved, and also, even more importantly, the personal particulars of the people involved in the transactions, in the in this kind of discussions and file transfers and so on that happen through the cloud. So we have artificial intelligence, we have machine learning, we have blockchain, we have cloud services, cloud technologies, we have IoT. All these technologies are going to share this common feature of the risks that are involved in terms of transactions and so on. And this issue is not restricted to just the people who are indulging in programming, in software design, and so on, but also this is equally applicable to people at large and also the governments. So let me just talk a little bit more about the policy aspect, the governments. So there are two broad ways in which cybersecurity is important for the policy. So I talked about all these risks, and that is the context of cybersecurity. So we have to shield the system from the digital system from any kind of attacks, any kind of um, uh, you know, theft, digital thefts, frauds, and so on. And that is how the concept of cybersecurity comes into the picture. Now, as I just mentioned, why and how is it relevant for the governments and policies? Because that is an area I've been working on for a long time, so I thought I should focus on that to begin with. There are two issues here. One is the defense related issues. So, a lot of uh, hacking and digital intrusion into security apparatuses, these kind of things happen from one country to another. So, in this context, it's really important for uh, the governments to have a very sound and safe cybersecurity infrastructure, so that they can protect themselves from the attack from the enemy countries, who can do a lot of harm by breaching into the protocols, digital protocols, and so on. I think that is one important aspect where the governments themselves are vulnerable. The governments themselves can be attacked by cyber attacks and cyber threats and so on. So here cybersecurity is important for the governments to save themselves from attacks, and that in turn means security for the whole country. So that is one aspect. And that aspect is all about the government systems, um, which have sufficient immunity, sufficient checks and balances from cyber attacks. So that is one aspect. The second aspect is government's role as policymaker. The first role is government role as an institution in itself. The second aspect is government's role as a policymaker. How can the government come up with policies which can ensure cybersecurity at large, for the people at large, for the industries, and so on? I think that is very important. The first aspect is for the government to protect itself and consequently the people at large, by having cybersecurity protocols in the government system. But the second thing is providing regulations, developing regulations, providing a kind of space for um, um, uh, taking up the innovations that come in cybersecurity, and promoting this kind of innovations to ensure that the people at large have good cybersecure systems. For example, identity theft should not be there. A lot of people talk about the personal identification numbers like Aadhaar card or PAN card. What if they get compromised? These kind of things. And also, um, uh, uh, you know nowadays we have digitally connected vehicles, and computers that we have at our home. When connected with internet, it's exposed to the world. So these kind of things, these may not have to do much to do with the national security, but these may have a lot to do with the personal safety, personal security. A lot of times our social media accounts get hacked. So for all these things, we need cybersecurity policies. And if we look at the case of India, we have quite a few policy changes that have been happening over time in order to ensure that the cybersecurity system is intact both at the government level and at a policy level for the people at large. A lot of police stations, they also have cyber crime investigation units. So I have personally interacted with some of these officials, and they do really a wonderful job in tracking the cyber crimes. Even small crimes like somebody hacking an email account and then blackmailing and so on. So all kinds of things are taken care of. So and there are also a lot of financial frauds that happen. All these things are taken care of by the police, and other regulations. So I think that is important. Um, so apart from the government, cybersecurity is also needed uh, at industry level. The companies also should have their own cybersecurity systems and infrastructure to shield themselves from any kind of damage that can happen. Because the cyber attacks, the viruses and so on, they can happen in any number of ways, and they can keep changing over time. So we have to basically be ready for all kinds of attacks. So the systems that we have should be highly robust in terms of cybersecurity. Again, I want to go back to the government policies. In Niti Aayog, Government of India, where I've been part of for some time, um, there has been something called responsible AI framework. That is a good example. This responsible artificial intelligence framework, it has a lot of features, but one of them is actually cybersecurity. So we have to take that into account when we develop innovations in terms of AI and so on. So and lot of with all these advances, lot of new kind of threats emerge. So and all of these should be thought about, and cybersecurity systems should emerge accordingly. In this context, a lot of innovations and research and analytics should happen in this area. I'm extremely happy that this conference is happening. I look forward to the presentations by different speakers and papers, and I'm sure they will add a lot of value to this body of literature, and a lot of the research happening in this area can be adopted by the industries and also by policymakers. I think that is how the research can be translated into action. So, particularly in this area of cybersecurity, there is a lot of scope of doing such things. So, I look forward to many more discussions. I look forward to hearing other speakers here, and also the presenters. My best wishes to everyone again. Congratulations to all the speakers and presenters and reviewers and the organizers for the wonderful job. Once again, I thank Professor Sridhar Seshadri, and thank you very much once again, and I wish the conference a wonderful success. Thank you.
Watch this video, like this video, subscribe to this channel to watch many more videos like these of great personalities. Share this video with your friends to subscribe to this channel. Have a good day.